Hello Glenpool, welcome to the August edition of Glenpool at a Glance. This is our monthly video series where we talk about things that are going on, updates from council, and just all of the different happenings around Glenpool. Hey, let me give you a couple of quick updates on some of the actions that the council has taken here in recent months. They have approved two separate road bids. So we've got a number of different road projects that will be starting here later this month in August. So those will get kicked off this month. They will probably run all the way through into the fall, but we're doing a number of different projects around the city. So just be prepared. These are over $600,000 worth of projects that the council has approved. And so we were excited. Thank you, City Council, for approving these projects and helping get this process moving forward to fix some of the problems that we've got with our roads around town. They have also approved an amendment to the Community Development Block Grant. So this is a program that is federal dollars that then runs through the state and others, and in our case, runs through Tulsa County. And so we approved an amendment to the current grant that we've got that allows us another $63,000 to help finish out Kendallwood Park South. So we'll be working there. If you've kept up with some of the things going on or you live in that area, you've noticed we've done a lot of work. They're about 96% done. I would anticipate they will be done really, really quickly. On the rest of the project, mainly cleanup is all that's left. We've added some sidewalks into the area, redid the parking, added a lot of parking areas, trying to find ways to make sure that patrons to the park, that you that go visit that park, have a better way to use the facilities. So we updated some fencing, we've done some other things. The second phase is a new gazebo, a new play set, playground area for the kids, and a new swing set. And we're also going to be redoing the concrete area, resurfacing that, and adding a basketball goal back into the site. We'd had some problems with the old ones there, and they're getting bad. So all of that's going to be coming in phase two. Now that the amendment has been approved and has gone to the county, they've approved that amendment to the grant. We should see those funds here later in August or early September as we begin to bid this project out and move those forward. So pay attention to our social channels. We'll be announcing some of these upgrades and talking about them both for the park as well as for the road projects. And we'll be giving you updates on where we're at, which projects we're going to be working on, if there's going to be required road closings as part of that. All of that will be on our social media. So if you haven't followed us, you haven't liked us on Facebook or on Twitter, go check those out. Make sure you follow us and like us there so we can make sure we keep you up to date with what is happening on our social media channels. The last piece that we've had is we've had some problems with the drainage. We had a contractor out at Kendallwood Park North to fix drainage issues. That drainage failed. It didn't work as it was designed to work, and so the council has now approved a contract to go in and fix that so we can make sure we get it back the way it needs to be and draining the way it's supposed to be. And I anticipate that will start in August so that we can move then into phase two later this fall or maybe over the winter period, depending on how the weather holds out, and to start getting some of the playground equipment and other things back up in the park. Thank you for your patience. This has been a long haul in that park, a lot longer than we originally anticipated as we started. But as I said, a lot of work goes into that drainage. And at the end of the day, after we got it in and we saw how it was moving, we found problems and failures in that had to be re-engineered and refixed. So we believe we've got that taken care of. A new contract is in place to fix those areas that didn't work as we had hoped they would work when everything was put together and designed. And so we want to get that park open as soon as possible. But more than likely, as I said, we'll get this finished this fall. And then hopefully fall or over the winter period, we'll be able to work in phase two and start reinstalling equipment and the other amenities there at the park. Just a reminder, the summer concert series. Hey, thank you for everybody that's come out. It's been a fun year for us. First time we've had a chance to do these concerts. They've all been here at the conference center, but this last one is going to be a little bit different. August 17th, we will be out at Black Gold Park. We're moving it out there for the final concert of the year. That is the third Thursday. So we've been doing these concerts on third Thursdays. This particular one will be out at the park, like as I said, August 17th. We're going to have some fun zones for the kids, do something a little bit different with the kids this time. And so come out, make plans, come join us. This will be our last concert for the season. We would love to see you out there and see what we're doing. Now, this is one of those pieces we'd like to be able to continue next year. And so for us, that means we needed to know that you enjoy it. that it is a beneficial program for you, that the money we're spending to bring in some of these concerts and have events for families here in town is well spent. And so give us some of your feedback, what you've liked, maybe what you didn't like about the concert series, things that we can do to improve it into next year, so that when we look at this again this coming summer, we know maybe some ways to improve that to draw even more crowds out to see these concerts and these great musicians. A couple of business updates I want to give you. We've had some great openings. Old School Bagel opened their doors, celebrated that here recently. If you haven't been out to see their site, come check them out. Great selection of foods, some unique things going on there at Old School Bagel. They are right next to Sonic across from Walmart. But the other one out here as well is just had their grand opening, giving away and celebrating by giving away smoothies, free smoothies for a year to the first 50 people that came through there. So Tropical Smoothie Cafe is now open. They are right in front of Dollar Tree, again across the street from Walmart. Another one that is also just recently opened is Baskin Robbins. We're excited to have them here in town as well. All of these are out at the Walmart complex. All three of these businesses are out, so come check them out, see what's going on. But we've also had just another announcement I wanted to share because they just did some great stuff in the community with it. Chick-fil-A just celebrated their 3rd year anniversary here in Glenpool by giving away lots of different things and having some events and some music and things happening there at their site. And so just want to say thank you to these businesses that are coming to Glenpool and opening their doors. Thank you to the businesses that have been with us and remained here. We appreciate all you do. But just as importantly, we appreciate you, Glenpool, for coming and shopping locally with us. Whether it's out at the Walmart site, whether it's at Country Mart, whether it's at one of the boutiques or one of our restaurants. You are what makes things happen, not only for our businesses and the ability that they have to grow and the way that we have to attract new businesses in, but also you're helping the city, because all of your sales tax dollars come back into the city to be able to use for streets and park improvements and police and fire. So all of those things are funded through sales tax. The city does not get property tax for operational issues. And so we're just so appreciative that you choose to spend your dollars locally with us here in Glenpool, so that we have those funds coming in and able to do these great projects like we talked about earlier with our streets and our parks. So thank you, Glenpool, for shopping here locally with us. If you didn't know and you haven't seen anything other than this video series, I hope you check out our other video series. Every month we do Glenpool at a Glance, which is the one that you're watching right now, which is a little bit shorter process to be able to talk about just some of the things that are happening immediately here in Glenpool. But we also do Conversations with the City. And so every month that video comes out. It's towards the very end of the month. But in that video series, we are talking with local business leaders or organization leaders about their business or organization, what makes it tick, why they enjoy being a part of the Glenpool community, and just what they believe in many cases, and who they are. So it's a little bit longer format, 15 minutes or so sometimes for these conversations, but it's a great way to get to know some of the organizations and people that we have here in the community and to hear about other things happening. This month, so coming out at the end of August, we will be having a conversation with Glenpool School Superintendent Curtis Layton. I know right as school's starting here, there's going to be a lot of things happening, and so we wanted to take a moment and talk with Curtis about what parents and students and just Glenpool in general can expect this year at the school. What are some of the things they're working on for future years? I know they are excited about their strategic plan that they have just implemented, and they're getting started in that. So I hope you'll bookmark your calendars, keep up with social media, however you want to do that. But all of these are on our YouTube page. So we post copies of them out to Facebook and then put them on our YouTube page. So you can catch them a couple different ways as part of that. But make plans. Go watch what we're doing with Conversations with the City. Thank you for joining us with Glenpool at a Glance. But before I leave the schools and talk for a second, schools are back in session. And so I want to take a minute and just say, be careful, be watchful, and be diligent in that. We've got a lot of students that are waiting out at the street for a bus, or they're walking to school, and we want to make sure that they stay safe. But we also want to make sure that as you go through school zones, that you remember about those. It's been a great summer. But we've also not had to slow down for those school zones. And sometimes we forget about that school's back in session and they've started back up. We have updated the school zone markers and the signage with the flashers on them so that you now have flashers both ways on the sign. Hopefully that attracts a little more attention to remind us all to slow down. But be very careful as you go through there and just be mindful of that. Our police officers will be out. And so while we're asking you to be safe and be diligent, we want to be diligent as well as a city to make sure we're doing everything we can to keep people safe. So be watchful. They're going to be out. They're going to be patrolling, just reminding people to slow down as they go through the school zones as we've now started the school year. As we close out, I couldn't think of a better way. Kids going back to school, all of us getting back into that spot, just to say thank you to all of you again for what you're doing for the city. Thank you to our schools for what they do with our kids. I think we've got a great partnership here in Glenpool between the city, the schools, and the chamber as well, and the work that they do. So we are moving Glenpool forward. We hope you think so. If not, give us some feedback on some things that we can do better. We always like hearing feedback from you about what we can do or problem areas that we've got that we may not have seen yet or may not have been able to get to. Glenpool, have a great month, and we will see you again for Glenpool at a Glance.